fight. Since you lost, what's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Javonte "Tank" Davis just blindsided Jake Paul with a punch that sent shockwaves through the entire internet, and it all went down right outside Miami International Airport. No cameras, no ring, no referees, just raw tension exploding into real life. Witnesses screamed, security scrambled, and phones shot up as two of boxing's biggest names, Tank and the Problem Child, nearly turned an airport terminal into a war zone. But the question everyone's asking is, what could have pushed Tank that far? Because after Canelo, you'd think Jake had learned to keep his head down.
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back, and then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Javonte. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line, and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game, so to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? If he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
Well,
Javonte "Tank" Davis just blindsided Jake Paul with a punch that shook the internet to its core right outside Miami International Airport. No cameras, no ring, no referees, just pure chaos as real-life beef spilled out onto the pavement. Witnesses screamed, security scrambled, phones flew into the air as two of boxing's biggest names, Tank and the Problem Child, nearly turned an airport terminal into a battlefield. And now everyone's asking the same question. What could have pushed Tank that far? Because after Canelo, you'd think Jake Paul would have learned to stay quiet.
who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
It all started with a joke, one that went way too far. When Jake Paul mocked Tank's legal troubles, calling him a walking headline, that hit differently. Because for Gervonta, Tank Davis, those headlines were real. Not long ago, the Baltimore native and boxing superstar was sent to jail, less than a month after being ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. He'd been taken into custody after an unexpected hearing, where the judge ruled he violated the terms of his sentence. Tank had moved from his house to the Four Seasons Hotel, saying his home was too small, but without the court's permission. That decision cost him his freedom. He was ordered to finish his 90-day sentence in Baltimore City Jail, all connected to a 2020 hit-and-run crash that injured 4 people. And if that wasn't enough, Jake didn't stop there. He went after Tank's relationship with Floyd Mayweather, claiming he was just another fighter living in Floyd's shadow. That's when things crossed the line. That's when it stopped being entertainment and turned personal.
Tank Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover, boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of competition. He's doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good.
Rewritten script, continuation polished. Tank stayed silent. No tweets, no interviews, no reactions. But behind that silence, something was building. He was watching, waiting, brewing. Then came Miami International Airport. Javonte was touching down for a private meeting with his team, focused, locked in, sharpening for his rematch with Lamont Roach. At the same time, Jake Paul was arriving from a business trip, still riding the buzz from his controversial exhibition win over Mike Tyson. 2 men, 2 mindsets. One storm about to break loose. A chance encounter that turned an ordinary airport hallway into a battlefield.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Rewritten script, confrontation scene, final cut. The moment they locked eyes, it was like watching 2 grenades without pins roll into the same room. Witnesses said the tension hit instantly. No words, no greetings, no hesitation, just raw hostility thick enough to choke on. And then it happened. Tank closed the distance in a heartbeat. The same lightning speed that's made him one of the most feared punchers in the sport. Jake barely saw it coming. Boom. The same shot that floored Frank Martin, but this time, there was no ring, no gloves, no rules, just chaos detonating in the middle of an airport terminal. Security stormed in, people screamed, phones flew into the air. In a matter of seconds, Miami International became a war zone.
What's going on? What's up, Floyd? I can have what I want.
Rewritten script, aftermath scene, final cut. The internet went nuclear. Clips flooded every feed within minutes. Fans were losing their minds, arguing, posting, replaying every frame from every angle. Some said it was karma, claiming Jake finally got what he'd been asking for after months of reckless talk. Others said Tank crossed the line, that a punch like that belonged in the ring, not an airport terminal. But one thing everyone agreed on, nobody had ever seen anything like it. Then, cutting through the chaos, Jake's voice rang out. "All right, I'm filming." That single line flipped the internet upside down. Because if Jake was already recording, what else did he catch? Rewritten script, why Tank snapped. So, why did Gervonta really snap? Let's be real, Tank's been carrying a mountain of pressure. A rocky split with his longtime coach Calvin Ford. The constant demand to prove he can stand on his own without Floyd Mayweather's guidance. And on top of that, federal raids, legal battles, and non-stop headlines dragging his name through the mud. The man's world has been spinning out of control. And then there's Jake. Jake represents everything Tank hates about this new era of boxing. The influencer invasion, the manufactured hype, and the massive paydays earned without real blood, sweat, or legacy. To Tank, Jake isn't just another fighter. He's a symbol of everything that's wrong with the sport he bled for. And that's what made this personal. Rewritten script, fuel to the fire. Jake's victory over Mike Tyson back in July only poured gasoline on the fire. To most fans, it was entertainment, a spectacle.
It's going down.
But to Tank, it was disrespect. He saw Jake stepping into the ring with a legend pushing 60, turning what once defined greatness into a viral sideshow. And for a fighter who built his career on discipline, danger, and real competition, that was the final straw. Music rises.
Alright, Jake, I'm filming.
So guys, I'm in the hospital. I had an accident. I'm still gonna be able to fight August 6th. So get your ticket to msg.com before they sell out. But I broke my back carrying the promotion for this event. It's broken.
Oh, Jake, you good?
Nurse!
Jake,
Nurse, more morphine!
Oh my God.
I broke my back carrying the last 5 fights promotion. My opponents never sell shit. Oh, it hurts!
Do something.
It hurts! These motherfuckers never sell shit! They couldn't sell a pen to a writer!
So, when Jake started cracking jokes about Tank's personal life, his mentorship drama, his legal troubles, even his time behind bars, it wasn't just trash talk. It was insult on top of injury. For Tank, that punch in Miami wasn't about headlines, clout, or revenge. It was about respect, the one thing he refuses to let anyone play with.
Following the Tyson fight, tell us, exactly what scoundrel that.
Because why would he even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
But here's where things take a wild turn. A growing number of fans believe the entire airport incident wasn't real at all, that it was staged, carefully orchestrated from start to finish to build hype. And now, those rumors suddenly make sense, because it's official. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul is happening this November. What started as chaos in an airport might just become one of the biggest fights of the decade. And then came the confirmation. Eddie Hearn himself dropped the bombshell. The fight is officially locked in, set to happen right after Tank wraps up his unfinished business with Lamont Roach in August. For some fans, the timing feels a little too perfect. That viral airport punch, a little too clean, and the silence from both camps, suspiciously strategic. It's got everyone wondering, was this real beef or brilliant marketing?
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? Let's talk about the Logan brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson. Because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. And he tried to knock him out.